a dope groove.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype? It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game James.
What up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk about sports and everything around it. Of course, I am Jay Stoggs, and look, the buff nerd, you know, as coined by the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why we even have this show here, Big Game James. What up, dude?
What up, Jay? How you doing? Hey, man, I'm so glad you sounded so much better, bro.
A little bit, you know.
It makes me feel good about, you know, I felt a little bad giving you a hard time, dog.
You did, man, but that's all right. You know, I don't know. I kind of like the raspy, husky, you know, kind of New York, gritty. All right, let's get it.
Is that your DMX voice right there? That's what
I'm
we
just
got?
saying, there's sometimes when you got to go.
All right. That's my mans in them.
That's my mans. That's my mans.
Oh,
Yo, what's
man.
the answers? What's the answers? You know the answers.
This is not a game. Hey, rest
Oh, my
in
God.
power, DMX, man.
For real, for
that
real,
dude,
for real.
Hey, Jay, you know,
Yeah.
we got to do, and we'll
What's
get
up?
into it later. I'll mention it later. But, dude, that was one of my favorite pregame artists, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because DMX would have you feel like you could just take on the whole football team by yourself.
Listen, man, we definitely going to have a top 5 hype song.
Yeah, there it is.
We
Also, we
don't
need to
have
do a top
top
five
five song.
pregame or hype song kind of.
You know,
yeah.
not everybody, you know, plays.
So hype, yeah. That's why I'm glad you said
Hype
it. And I
song.
didn't. I let you have that moment. That's why that moment is brought to you by the Buff Nerd.
Let's go. Yo, folks, today we definitely hitting the rundown for the 4 downs. Of course, the oh hell no. Who you got in top 5? Before we even jump into this thing, make sure that you like, subscribe, and tackle that like and love button, because you know what that does? That lets us know that you're tuned in and that you know when we are going to be on. We got a lot of things that are going on this week. Man, we had Chop Shop Tuesday. It was crazy as normal.
Hey, man,
Per the usual.
I'm glad the FCC don't run through YouTube.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everything else, because it
Yeah.
got a little crazy. But at the same time, I don't think
Yeah.
it was too far off of what really needed to be talked about. So,
Hey, man, that's the chop.
hey, y'all, if you like just
Yeah.
straight up raw talk,
Yeah.
y'all need to check out the Sports Chop Shop on Tuesdays on all our platforms. So whether
That's
it be
it.
Facebook, YouTube, ASAP,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
for
saying? Check it out, man. Sports Chop
Yeah.
Shop, J Stoggs, A Reed, and I got a guest coming in next week, man. And this brother is
Yeah.
a cool dude, 100% real. And I got to keep figuring out why I keep bringing in bald head guests to the barbershop.
I don't know. You know, me and Reed, we holding it down, man. But
Yeah, I take it, man.
you know,
Big Dak Swanson, he Dax had here, but you know, man, me
We
and
all had
Smitty
hair
holding
at
it
one
down. But me and Smitty holding it down for the shaved heads up on the chop shop. But you know, we
That's
got somebody that's gonna join us next week. But anyway,
but
let's
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
this party rolling, man. But y'all
Let's do
gotta
that,
check
man.
that out, y'all.
let's do that. Yo, let's go ahead and let's get into this thing. And again, make sure that you check us out on all the platforms that we're on, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, of course, YouTube, Facebook, and ASAP. Hey, like the show, buy us a coffee, help us grow. www.buymeacoffee.com/Big Game James. Hey, there's new merch that's out there. Big Game has got the link for you guys, or at least the website to go to. I got some stuff that's on its way. It's nice, I'm telling you. Tumblers, shirts, sweatshirts, BGSB, all kinds of stuff that's coming out there, man. You know what I'm saying? With the logos and banners. You're going to love it. So, again, like the show, buy us a coffee, help us grow. That helps us give out more stuff. Look for that. That's coming as well. Yo, let's get into this thing, man.
Let's do this, Jay. Let's do it, man.
First down. Over the weekend for March Madness, which, look, let's just call it what it is. This is probably one of the best tournaments of sports every year.
Easy,
This is
Jay.
the best tournament.
Easy.
There's no other tournament better than this.
None.
We saw probably, I think, one of the greatest upsets to come through in a very long time. In number 15, St. Peter's, defeating number 2, Kentucky.
Hey.
How major was this?
Jay, as I watched that game, because, at first, filling out a bracket, I'm like, man, Kentucky got this. St. who? Where's this school? Never even heard of them. Man. So, dude, as I turned to it, my son's like, Dad, the game is crazy. Matter of fact, Dad, the game is crazy.
Yeah.
So I turned to that second half to watch like the last 7 minutes of that game. And Jay, every time, only thing I could think of when watching that game was
that?
Bone Crusher. I ain't never scared. Dude, St. Peter's did not bat an eye. They didn't back down. They didn't panic. They had nothing to lose at all, and they played with all the confidence in the world. Because, you hear a lot of small coaches coming to the tournament like, hey, we're going to go out. We're going to give them our best shot. We're not scared of this team. They practice and play just like us. But he didn't lie. Like he told them in the press conference prior to the game, like, my team is excited about this game. They're ready for this game, and they're not afraid of Kentucky at all.
There you go. Let's go. Like, you can't be mad at that. And that's what you would want that's what you would want your coach to tell your kid, to say, hey, you go out there and you play your best because we're going to win. You may not, but I mean, it's just the fact that, but here's the other part of it too. And this is what I love about it, right? So we talk about St. Peter's and Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And we talk about the matchup and the schools themselves, and it was funny because even the casual fan loves March Madness, and that's why this is such a great tournament.
Right.
But everyone's like, where is this school? People are guessing like maybe Florida or maybe, up in the, Midwest somewhere, Michigan, small Jesuit school out of Jersey City, New Jersey.
Right. And their mascot is the Peacock, so I definitely would have thought it might have been a Florida school, bro.
Right.
Had no way of knowing.
Man, they think, this St. Petersburg. No, bro.
Right.
Jersey City, New Jersey, 3,000 student enrollment.
Wow.
Kentucky has 31,000 plus.
Jay, can I tell you a stat that they mentioned on the game last week that had me cracking up? Okay, St. Peter's basketball budget for this season was $1.8 million.
Right.
Calipari makes $8.1 million. Kentucky pays 8 times more to their head coach than what it takes to run the program at St. Peter's, and they just knocked the giant out. And like you said, man, it's funny because, every year I do a bracket, Jay.
Yeah.
And I usually do like what I call an upset bracket. And still, even in my upset bracket, I would have never picked St. Peter's, right? But at the same time, I honestly don't, even if I lose some money, I don't get mad when the small guys win because it doesn't happen a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta enjoy it.
But just a little, don't you get like, it's cool and all, but my bracket is done. Like, no one's bracket is 100%.
No doubt. But is that the little guy's fault for you to be mad at them for doing what they wanted to do?
Not at all.
Not
at all.
Okay.
It's not their fault. I still can be mad. I can't be mad.
No, you can be mad. You have the right, because I'm mad. And you know what? I'll tell you who I'm mad at right now. And I should have gave them a oh hell no, but I didn't. I'm mad at the SEC. 3 teams on the SEC I picked to go for: Kentucky, Auburn, and Tennessee. All pissed down their leg. All messed up a bracket in some way, shape, or form for me.
Well, I mean, Tennessee was going to be Tennessee.
But Tennessee with Rick, man, to me, Rick Barnes is a good basketball coach.
Yeah, it's true.
He has them playing very well.
We did,
and they look hot in the SEC tournament. So I thought they're going. Hey, man.
I mean, but think about it like this: A&M ran through SEC tournament like what? But
they got hot at the right time, and we talk about that all the time in basketball.
Yeah.
Man. It just takes the right time to catch fire.
I understand that, but at some point in time, it has to kick in, and the fact that it did not, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Tennessee anyway in the next downs. But,
okay.
When we talk about St. Peter's and what that means, I mean, it's every year you have a Cinderella generally. Generally. And,
yeah, for the most part, you're right.
And you pick them. But this one, yeah, it changes. I think it changes the whole game because now when we look at Cinderellas, those Cinderellas turn into different things. Like Gonzaga was a Cinderella at one time.
True. Now they're a basketball power. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you. Yeah.
So
now they're known for basketball.
Like Richmond was a Cinderella, and they're still kind of considered that. But I'm like, you can't bet against Richmond. You just can't, because Richmond consistently for the past 3-4 years, they have put up and they have done well in the they've turned heads in the tournament. They're not there now, but look, you can't just write them off. You can't just write them off.
Man, the hell with that Iowa choked. Nah, I'm playing. Hey, but big shout out to St. Peter's, man. Happy for them. Yeah. Like seeing what they do. And hell, hey, let's go ahead and ride this thing all the way on out to the Final Four, since my bracket is busted in a couple.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into the Final Four.
Right.
Let's get into the Final Four. All right, second down. Okay, look. Last year's champion and also stalwart within the women's division, Baylor, men and women, both falling this past weekend. Baylor was, I mean, they were just outplayed. They just out everything. They came back, but and they showed a lot of heart. But man, it was just
North Carolina need a foot in the behind for even letting them come back from 25 to get close and to get that game to overtime. Hey, so it says a lot about Baylor's men. Congratulations, and what's your boy named Bryce Drew, the coach. I mean, he's done a great job at Baylor. And last year they won that national championship because of their skill set and their athleticism. Yeah. They ran into a team that was hot, but also had some of the same athleticism that matched up well with them. Yeah. And they're still dealing with some injuries too. So it played a part of that. And to see them get knocked out, it wasn't really surprising to me, because late in the year, they weren't the same Baylor team that won that championship last year. And I think last year they were underestimated a lot. Like, oh yeah, this team from the Big 12 is good, but it's okay. They're not that good. And all of a sudden it's like, damn, Baylor balling. Yeah. And they didn't sneak up on anybody this year. Everybody knew what they were going to get out of Baylor, and with them being banged up, they just really couldn't get it done.
And Big 12 is good for, the regular season and the first, part of the tournament, like that first round, and then after that, they all get silenced. I mean, that's just what it is. You don't hear much from Kansas anymore. They're great in the season, but Texas, okay.
But I was saying you're right. Texas always comes up, but they show up, but they don't show out, and they get beat.
They don't, So it's just one of those things where you just kind of look at Baylor and see what they're doing. But the women, that was the most surprising, because they fell to South Dakota, and it's like, wait a minute, 10th ranked South Dakota in the league, and you like.
Is that what gets you more on that one, Jay? Just really who they lost to, not the fact that they lost already, but
The fact they lost already, and then who they lost to, because you have the consummate, or at least right now they're saying, top 3 pick down at Baylor and Nala Smith, and saying, she's a beast, but she didn't do much of anything. South Dakota knew exactly what they want to do, how they want to do it, and they bodied them. They made them feel small, and it's like And to see a Baylor team look like that, look small, like being bullied, like, so what? You're Baylor, so what?
I have a legit question for you now, since you mentioned that. So, with all that being said, do you think that team plays different if Kim Mulkey's still there as the coach? Is it a different outcome?
You know what? I think it is. And it was kind of weird, because I kept wanting to see her on the sideline and didn't see her, knowing that she wasn't there, but was wanting to say, okay, she's finna hop up and be like, yo, she about to take a timeout, cuss these girls out, and be like, yo, What are you doing?
Right. But Jay, she is on the sideline and she is doing it. It's just for another school.
It's for another squad.
Because think about it. Look at what LSU women was last year to this year now. So I'm gonna say this. I laugh at Kim Malky's old country voice and how she gets out there and talks to them girls. But boy, she sure know how to get them to play some ball.
She know how to motivate them, man. And
she's a hell of a coach, man.
And there's no knock on the current coach, but I mean it's just the fact that you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference in how these young women play now and how they played last year.
Right.
And just the mere fact that it wasn't like a close game. Like it was, they handed him a loss. Like,
gotcha.
Here's your loss. You can go now.
Take this. They did a puff that. Take that.
Yeah.
Take that.
Take that.
Wow.
Appreciate you. And that was it. So yeah, it was to see the Baylor men to fight the way they did, and I agree with you, man. It was kind of heartbreaking because you wanted to see them go all the way. I wanted to see, Texas Tech and Houston and excuse me, and TCU and Baylor at least kind of, face each other, but it just wasn't meant to be, man. So it is what it is. So it's all good. It's all good. Number 3, third down. Say number 3, third down. We saw over the weekend a franchise, and I guess you could say a franchise because that's kind of how NCAA has been working these days. But Michigan beat Colorado State, and we kind of knew, okay, yeah, they'll probably beat Colorado State because it's Colorado State. Maybe we don't have a lot, but they up and jump and beat Tennessee, number 3 ranked Tennessee, SEC champion Tennessee. And this is what we were talking about earlier when we say, SEC is just, oh, you're all good. We're just talking about Michigan, beating Tennessee. And the question is Michigan back?
Hey, man, I honestly believe, and this is what I love about college basketball in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's a second season, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And one, just to see support of some of the old Fab Five there for Juwan Howard supporting him in that Michigan program.
Yeah.
The kids have they have a sense of urgency, it looks like they really want to play for him. And I feel like they want to vindicate the wrong that was done at the end of the year. Now, hats off to Juwan Howard for straight up being a man about the situation, talking about what happened. Apologizing about it and said that it should have never happened. So he took ownership. He took accountability. And I think his team seeing him do that gave them a little bit more confidence and swag about going out and playing that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's hands down just an amazing thing, man.
Yeah.
Surprising, but at the same time, I say amazing because Michigan, we knew Michigan was good. We knew they were good last year.
Yeah.
They had some ups and downs, bumps in the road. The conference they play in had 9 teams get in, so your conference record is not really an indication, I think, of how good you are because you beat up on each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's kind of showing what it is, and just also for him to break down and console and comfort that kid at the end of the game, man, was just big. I mean, just big time all the way around. A lot of class, a lot of respect for him, and I don't think anybody really wants to play them in a sense to where, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get the best. And, dude, one of the best players was still out because tried to come back and play, fell down, head back up, messed up with the concussion, had to leave again.
Yeah.
Dude, and they'll probably be back out of concussion protocol for this next game.
Probably. Yeah. For sure. So I think it's safe to say that, and he was on the hot seat, kind of going into this season as well.
But do you think that was fair to be on the hot seat already?
It's dude.
Year 2?
I mean, it's never fair. Is it fair for most?
I get what you're saying. You're right, bro.
To be on the hot seat.
No, it's not. But it happens because big time storybook program. You were a big time player there. They expect instant success right away. And people always want to talk about your job should be gone. And man, some of the people that talk up this hot seat, they couldn't make a layup if we put the goal at 6 feet. So they need to sit down, shut up, and let these people do their job, bro. But your point was very, very valid, Jay. I know where you're coming from, what you're doing. It makes sense. I mean, when you say it like that, I should never question the hot seat, bro. So I'm glad you broke it down like that.
Yeah. No sweat, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's one of those things where, and we look at NFL, and that's going to bring us into our fourth down. But we look at NFL and coaches there for a year, and they're already calling for their heads. They're already saying it's time for them to go. And it's not their squad. They didn't draft anybody. Right. They got what they have, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, here we go. So, a lot of major moves. A lot of major moves on the fourth down in the NFL free agency. A huge one today. Right? Let's start with this question. Tyreek Hill moving from the Chiefs to the Dolphins. Do you think that's one of the biggest free agency moves this free agency season?
Yes, because I want to say I think it's one of the most surprising moves. Going into this thing, you talk about what they did and even the comeback win in the playoffs in the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills and the key part that Tyreek Hill played.
Yeah.
Never once would I thought that he was going to be the one they moved, but they did sign to get Juju Smith-Schuster, which is a good number 2, which I thought helps. But it's another signing that now once they made the move, I was like, I got to go look at something. And I'm about to look at something else, Jay, and pull it up while you talk about it. But, this is one of the biggest moves, I believe, because when we talked about it on the Chop Shop, we talked about Kansas City Chiefs have all the pieces in place for offense. They're missing pieces on defense. But now you move what is considered to be your best offensive weapon.
That's part of the nucleus, isn't it?
You would think. So what's really going on? Or they're talking about how deep this draft is at wide receiver. Can you replace Tyreek Hill? Can you just replace that speed?
He's such a one-off. Like, he can – I mean, here's what I see in this, man. First of all, you traded away your number one receiver, 5 picks. I get it, but they're like 29th and 30th, so it's deep first round.
Right.
So it's not a top 10 pick. So that's surprising to me.
Dolphins have picks, though, too. But, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Dolphins have picks, but they're like 29th and 30th, right? And they still got picks. And then, it's like I believe it's third, and then they have like a fourth and a fifth or something like that next year. So it's like 3 picks this season, this draft, and then 2 picks next draft.
Got it, yeah.
But then this guy signs $120 million 4 years. I think it's 71 guaranteed. So he's going to get that. He got that money. He got that bank. Devontae Adams, you were the highest. Congratulations, Tyreek, you are now. But here's what I had to go back, and when I heard this, I said, oh, wait a minute. Tyreek Hill is 28 years old. He's 28, which, I mean, we could probably say he has another great 3 years.
Okay.
Another great 3 years. So you have a guy that had Deebo Samuel in San Francisco. What do you think he's going to do with Tyreek Hill in Miami?
Yeah, but that's a whole different makeup. He can't do the same thing as Deebo, but he's going to find ways to be creative and get the ball. And, Jay, let's not forget, after Waddle came back healthy, you got both of them on the field together? Man, Tua's got to be dancing like the happiest man on earth right now.
So my thing is now, okay, I look at Tua as, hey, Tua, we're going to put you more in the mold of Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? To me, he fits more of that mold. He can run. He's got a really strong arm, maybe not as tall, but is elusive. And if he can get the playbook down, if he can cook, you got the weapons on the outside, right?
Yeah.
You definitely have what you need there. Man, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, man,
I think the Chiefs did themselves a disservice on this one.
I do too.
I think
so.
They did.
Who's that? Like looking at their free agency pickups, is mostly offensive linemen and pieces on defense, and then Juju Smith-Schuster's the offensive player they brought in as wide receiver. They lost Sammy. They lost Sammy Watkins. I mean, he's supposed to be number 2. So
he's a 2.
Who's the number one? Who's the number 1 wide receiver now in Kansas City?
Whoever they draft.
Dude, that's a lot of pressure to put on a young person to come in and be Tyreek Hill.
Do you? I mean, or do you? Do you pick up Julio Jones?
I mean, this is my whole thing, and that's a name we could swing around here a little bit right now too.
Yeah,
because of the rumors where he might end up.
Yeah.
With the injuries, can Julio come in and be that piece that they need?
A one.
He's been. I mean, Julio is a number 1 when he's healthy, but
when he's healthy,
he could never be a number 1. He could never get healthy last year in Tennessee, in his last couple years in Atlanta, or not. He went on the field a lot at all. So what's going to happen? Like what's going on? So in theory, yeah, but oh man, they can add Julio, but what kind of number are they going to hit?
Wow.
Cap wise? What do they have? I don't know, man. I don't see how they won unless they plan on moving up in the draft. I really got to, and the way this thing happened, and not really having the time that I needed to dig into what Kansas City has or what moves may be draft-wise, it makes me shake, scratch my head and go, whoa, man, we might have missed something.
It's tough. It's tough because we don't know who I mean, why it all came about. It was to me probably one of the most surprising parts of this whole thing. Like, wait, why are you moving Tyreek Hill? Like, I didn't even know he was being shopped.
Hey, Jay, I'm not trying to be funny. They were like, I believe it's a secret because there's enough people out here in this world in the Twitter universe and on on all these major networks, NFL Network, even when most people have loose lips and they like, hey, rumors and rumbles are coming up that Tyreek Hill is being shopped. Never happened.
Nothing.
Never happened.
Nothing.
So the Chiefs did their due diligence and made sure everybody in Miami's camp too was like, hey man, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. Trouble. Don't say nothing. So
don't say nothing.
I never in a million years. And then you think, because like the biggest rumor up until this signing happened was Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yeah.
They come, Christian McCaffrey's gonna get traded from the Panthers to the Chiefs. And I'm like, ooh, him and Carl Edwards-Helaire in the backfield with Tyreek Hill. Oh my God, this is gonna be great. Now,
yeah. So McCaffrey, it looks like that's just a rumor. Haven't seen anything definite.
Right.
But this, like I said, this is like, wait a minute. No one knew about it. No one knew he was being shopped. We're thinking this is a great nucleus.
Right.
And they're going to build on it. They're going to get the defense together. The O-line is going to, hopefully be more shored up. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of moves this does for the Chiefs.
Yeah, 'cause Jay, they did a lot of moves. Like, I mean, we said Juju. They got Justin Reed from the Texans at the safety position.
Yeah.
Orlando Brown, they signed, they kept him. They put the franchise tag on him for offensive tackle. He helped that O-line out because we saw what they did, what they had when they played Tampa in that Super Bowl and lost. Jerron Christian, they signed him, another free agent, coming over from the Houston Texans. And then Andrew Wiley also. So they look like they're trying to protect Mahomes and have pieces around him to be able to pick from.
And I think they signed Connor too from the Cowboys, which good luck with that.
Who?
Connor McGovern.
Oh, man, nobody even know who that is. Unless you're a Cowboy fan.
He's offensive lineman. Like I said, good luck with that.
Right.
But
yeah, they I don't know. Like I said, that's a doozy. And I don't know where to go with that one. What's next for them? If someone would have bet me money and said, hey, yo, the Chiefs going to get on Tyreek Hill, I would have lost my money. Because I would have bet, man, please. No, they not. I would have bet against that one, dude. I never in a million years thought I saw this coming. And that is this madness of free agency we have now.
Does Miami win AFC East?
No.
It's still Buffalo's to lose?
Yep. They will be better.
Yeah.
Well, I
Do
think
they
they will
make
be
playoffs?
better. Ooh, man. As tight as that AFC is, no, they got to win their division to make the playoffs. I think the
Wow.
Dolphins do. Okay, let's go through the AFC.
I mean, look, AFC West alone, right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's at least 2-3 spots.
Maybe. You got to look at the North now.
Okay, AFC North.
And even think, I mean, Cleveland won't make it. I'm going to say they won't, even though they have Deshaun, because he's going to be suspended at some point in time.
Yeah.
I believe. So Cleveland doesn't make it. Cincinnati does.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Baltimore. Pittsburgh might be an odd man out. Or they might fight for it.
Yeah.
So you got at least 2 of those teams making it. You're going to probably have 3
That's
from
5.
the West make it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got 3 from the West. Be more.
And then you're going to have to take Tennessee's going to win their division. Or maybe the Colts do come back and win the AFC South. And
Tennessee. So, yeah, that leaves really kind of one spot.
One spot.
And only because they expanded.
And we don't even really know if Denver makes it. But you got to think Russ gives them a chance. I still think that it's going to be a while for them to gel and get it all together.
Yeah.
But, dude, the AFC is crazy, man.
The AFC is crazy. And it's tight.
In Vegas.
That's what it's just going to be tight. So, do they make
Dolphins?
Do they make the playoffs?
Dolphins, no.
Dolphins, no.
Playoffs. Better, yes. Playoffs, no. I think Buffalo gets that. We thought New England's made no big noise free agency, but they gonna do something to have them still be able to hang on and compete. I never want to
discount Belichick, man.
I never count him out until it's, like that's just like, being a teacher. They tell you that bad kid is leaving your class, but you don't really believe it until they don't come to school no more. So I don't believe the Patriots are gonna ever be bad until I see them be bad.
Well, the guy is now, down in Vegas. I was gonna say Oakland. Now in Vegas, so
it's easy to say Oaktown, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds so good coming off your tongue. I know. Hater.
Like garbage. So
hater.
I don't know, man. That's gonna be a tough one to see, but this free agency season has probably been one of the most fun to watch because of all the moves and craziness and contracts and just oh my gosh. It's been hurtful, I can say, as a Cowboys fan, because it just makes no sense. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know who's going to do what. I actually think Miami might have a chance to make the playoffs. I'm going to say they make the playoffs.
Okay, Jay, you say that. We went through the 7 spots, bro.
I know.
So what team that made it last year you think is just totally out this year?
Gosh.
Yeah. Hey, dude. That's.
I don't know. You know what? It might be Kansas City.
Come on. Out the playoffs? Just because of Tyreek Hill?
If they don't do anything else, man,
they still can run the ball. They still have Pat Mahomes.
And you know what? It might be Baltimore. It might be Baltimore.
Baltimore had made a whole lot of great moves, and Lamar Jackson still doesn't have great targets.
No, it might be Baltimore.
Isn't Hollywood Brown going? Didn't he want out? Or
I don't know where he is.
He too busy trying to be Hollywood.
I don't know where he is, man.
Baltimore could be the odd team out. It wouldn't surprise me. Wow,
it might be.
But you said Miami's in? Hey, let's see. 34 minutes and 10 seconds in to Big Game Sports Buzz, episode 28.
Yeah.
Jay Stock says that the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs this year.
Mark it.
All right.
Told you. You know I'm the told you so guy.
And you can and I'll take it. If they happen, I know you like to say I told you so. I'm gonna welcome it too, bro.
I love it.
I'm gonna welcome it, but I don't see it.
Hey, and when they do make it, you know what I'm just gonna say? Be like, hey man,
I told you.
Oh hell no, because you know what time it is.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Oh Oh, hell no.
That's right, folks. It's time for that segment of the show where we look at things that have happened this week and make us say, oh, hell no. I'm going to jump into this real quick because I know you have some words for this. We're trying to keep this to an hour.
Yes, sir. Hey, we good, baby. I got you.
So it was just leaked about probably 24 hours ago, right? We haven't heard anything from Zion, his rehab or anything like that. We knew that he went down to Portland. He's cleared to start practicing again down in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Well, a 5-second video was leaked of him actually dunking. And it was a type of dunk where it was actually between his legs and all this and all that. And he's dunking hard. And I'm saying to myself, yo, you ain't cleared to play a game, but you out here with leaked videos of dunking. Like, you just got your foot right. You just got it right. Stay off them beignets. You back in New Orleans, you know what I mean? Stay off them beignets and them mufaladas, right? You know you're going to go down. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? Now, see, my accent's coming out. You're going to go out there in them streets, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get you some of that and some of this. You know, man, look, go sit down somewhere, okay? Get better. Get healed. We don't need to see you dunking. We know you can dunk. We know you can dunk. The problem is that you've been dunking them donuts and them chocolates, man. Stop it. Stop it, Zion. Stop it.
Hey, Jay, you really feel some kind of way about that, huh?
Man, look, I hope for this young man. I do. But if all you're going to do is do stuff like this, bruh.
Oh, hell nah.
Oh, hell no.
Well, Jay, that's a good one, man. That is a really good one. And my old hell nah this week, bro, is, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, Jay, because it's a whole other topic by itself.
Yes, sir.
The University of Pennsylvania swimmer, Lia Thomas, won the 500-meter freestyle swim competition in the NCAA championship, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Good job,
there's only one problem.
What's up?
Lia was born William. And when William was a collegiate swimmer,
that's not a
he
girl.
ranked 462nd in the world. And now you can go in and break this record. And let me be 100% realistic and transparent on this. This has nothing to do with this young woman being transgender and wanted to be identified as a woman. My wife and I had a big conversation last night and just reading some stuff. And, you know, it's just like they have classes in boxing, right?
Yeah.
So that way one person doesn't get pummeled by somebody else. Your body makeup and the chemical imbalance, you should have to be able to compete against people that have the same chromosomes as you, so to speak, right? So with that being said, I saw something very funny to me. It made me laugh, and some people may not think it's funny. But Jay, imagine if LeBron James decided that he no longer wanted to be a male basketball player, that he wanted to become female and go to the WNBA.
LeBron, yeah.
What the hell would that look like? Right? And it sounds ridiculous, right?
It is ridiculous.
Because we know LeBron James, that's nothing to do with him, not poking at LeBron, but so people can understand the landscape of it.
Right.
One of my favorite comedians did something in one of his specials and said this, and it made all the sense in the world to bring it to the light where you could really, really, really understand it. So this is my whole thing. The NCAA needs to come up with a rule to make it where, I guess like we said before, and I mentioned on the Chop Shop, if transgender athletes want to compete, they need to compete against other transgender athletes where it's a level playing field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's going to be right. It won't be wrong, no mishaps, and everything stays fair, right? So for me, this being mentioned and talked about and actually awarded an individual championship on the podium with a medal and some other stuff, oh, hell no. Way, way, way out of place to me, dog, and wrong in so many different ways.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Just to piggyback off of that, LeBron James would be a 6'9", 242-pound center in the WNBA. And yeah, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Right. Come on. Oh hell no.
Oh hell no.
Oh hell no. Yo, again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and tackle that like button. Right, that's gonna be big for us and for you. That way, you know where we are and when we are. Big subscribe. Yo, we trying to hit that 5. We've hit the 500. We hit it. It came down, but you know what? We hit it. So that's a big. I'm claiming that, bro. 500 subscribers, yo. Thank you so much for all of y'all. We so appreciate it. Again, you can hit us up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, ASAP, Roku. Yo, wherever you find your or listen to your favorite podcast, that's where you can find us. Let's get into this next segment. Who you got? And of course, this is the Sweet 16 version. So let's run through this, man. You know what I'm saying? And not quickly, but Providence and Kansas. This is gonna be a good game.
Man.
This is gonna be a good game. Kansas has beat Creighton. You know, they beat Texas Southern. Sorry. But they did.
Man.
They did. Number 1 seed. Providence beat Richmond. You know, I mean, what you thinking?
Hey, man, Providence is a well-coached team. They play well. Kansas is very talented, very athletic. Bill Self does a good job. Mm-hmm. Every year, though, I think Kansas is going to do something. I get disappointed. And I know on my bracket, I picked Providence to beat Kansas. At least in one of them. I did about six pools, man. Shout out to all my people, all the love. I still got some cash apps. I got to get to a couple people. I'm gonna pay you so you can pay your people. Don't trip. Even though I know I might not win your pool, it's coming. But I picked Providence to beat Kansas.
Yeah. That's. I'm with you on that because Kansas always disappoints, man. It's
do
just
something. Choke.
Choke City.
Right.
All right. Next coming up, Iowa State, Miami. And now this is 11th seed in Iowa State up against number 10 Miami. And Iowa State has surprised some people, especially Wisconsin. In beating them, number 3 Wisconsin, and beating LSU as number 6. Who you got here, man?
Hey, man, considering I did in one pool, I did have Iowa State in this game.
Yeah.
But I had them playing against who did Miami beat?
Auburn.
Yeah, I had Auburn going. I had Auburn. I told you the SEC let me down. I had Auburn going to the Final Four. So I had Auburn playing against Iowa State.
Yeah.
Auburn winning this game. I guess since Iowa State proved enough to get here. And big shout out to the University of Miami, though, on how they're playing, man.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick Iowa State.
You know, I'm with you on that. I just want to see Iowa State. It's something about the Cyclones.
I think that's the name of it. I like the mascot too, a cyclone, a twister.
Oh
my God, it's a storm. You got the Cyclones playing against the Hurricanes, dog. God damn.
Let's go. Just like at AAC where it's raining inside, which actually did happen a couple of days ago. All right. Pay your bills, Mark. Pay your bills.
Only J Stocks, yo.
Pay your bills.
Only
Mark.
Stocks, yo.
Next, number 1 Arizona against number 5 Houston. Let me tell you something. Go Cougs all the way. I don't care. That's my school. That's my squad. That's my school. Third Coast.
Jay, can I say something, dog?
What's up?
Real quickly. This might be the national championship game right here. This is going to be, I think, a hell of a game, man.
I think so, too.
Because Sampson keeps teams playing. They never. Hey, I honestly think Houston's a 5 seed.
Yeah, a 5 seed.
They should have been better than 5. I think. I think that was a bad seeding for them, and I think this is gonna make for a good game, man.
I think so too. And the way they played Illinois, and they took that boy out of that game, man. Look, let's go.
Hey, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I know you went with the third. I know you went with Third Ward down there, but I picked Arizona and wanted mine to get to the national championship.
That's fine. That's okay.
Now,
right.
Do I believe it right now after seeing the way they struggle with TCU? No. Although, tip your hat to the Horned Frogs though.
Hey.
They came on to play some ball, bro. They live for the moment. So big shout out to TCU. But hey, I'm gonna go Arizona just because I want my one bracket to be right.
Okay, the 1 out of 12. All right, next is number 11 Michigan up against number 2 Villanova. I'm going Michigan, man.
Hey, go ahead, go Michigan, man. But I think Go Blues luck runs out against Nova, man. Yeah. Nova has a little bit more depth. I think that they'll hang on to win this game. I think Michigan runs into a little bit of a buzzsaw this time.
That's cool.
But for Juwan Howard's sake, I hope I'm wrong. But
yeah,
that is what it is.
I think it'll be good. Number 8 UNC against number 4 UCLA. Couple of blue bloods. This is gonna be a great game. I'm really looking forward to this game. Actually, I think NC pulls it off.
Hey man, I got to go back to the days of J.R. Reed, Kenny Smith, all them boys, man. I'm a Carolina fan, man. So I'm rooting for the Tar Heels. There you go. I kind of wanted to leave. You know what? I'm gonna skip over this one because I want to leave this for the next one. Texas Tech, Duke. Dog. I know. I just think this is gonna be another good one. Yeah. Jay, am I wrong for believing that they're going to try to give Krzyzewski the storybook ending? Absolutely. So absolutely. I want to pick. I want Texas Tech to win. I just think Duke gonna have that storybook. I'm going with the Duke Blue Devils, man. I hear you. I'm going with Tech. I like their length and I like their ranginess. Yeah. But Coach K, man, them guys are playing inspired ball. They're playing inspired ball. So if they beat them, they beat them. That's just what it is. Right. Gonzaga, Arkansas. I mean, Coach Musselman, man, he came from Nevada, and I still hate him for leaving us the way he did. But he had to go get that greener grass in that bigger conference, man. But hey, there you go. He took over Nevada program when he was there and made them beyond relevant. Got us to the tournament 3 years, I think, in a row. Mm-hmm. Sweet 16 a couple times. He had us play. The man knows how to get the most out of his team and his players. It's hard for me to pick against Arkansas, man. All right, okay. I mean, I'm going with, I'm going with Zags. That boy is skinny. You didn't let me finish, but I'm picking against Arkansas. No, hey, Drew Timme had a hell of a second half though, didn't he? Oh my God, man! I couldn't believe it. That dude is so skinny, but he just keep battling in there. Jay, all right, so what? I'm gonna ask you something real quick. What's up? Did you notice the amount of biracial kids that's playing in the NCAA tournament? It's so many. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with the tournament, y'all. I know. That's just big game. Just noticed that. I was like, it's like walking around Arlington. Oh my God. What is going on here? Okay, cool. So Gonzaga, Arkansas. Jay says Gonzaga. I say Gonzaga also. Yeah. I want Gonzaga's gonna win that game. Hey man, finally. The storybook, the Cinderella, St. Peter's, number 15 against number 3, Purdue. Who you got? Hey, man, as much as I want to say I believe St. Peter's going to win. Yeah, I'm with you, St. Peter's, yeah. No, Cinderella ain't going to get her foot in the slipper this time, man. Oh, dang. Purdue's a damn good team. Purdue's going to win that game. All right. I mean, they ain't really played anybody. Yeah, they played Texas, but. Man, like I said, they're another one of those good teams at the Big Ten, man. Yeah, true. Power basketball conference this year. That's it. See. All right. Hey, some people have top 100. Some people have a top 50, top 25, or even a top 10. But here on Big Game Sports Buzz, we say, no, baby. No, I don't think so. You either got to pick who's in, who's out, top 5. And, of course, with this being March Madness, we have the top 5 Cinderella teams of all time. Let me tell you something. Big Game told me, and I told him, we told each other, this was tough. This was hard. This was a very hard. And every week we say but this was very hard. It was hard. It's very tough. Difficult on this one, man. Very tough. You know what I'm saying? So, we got 10 minutes. Let's see what we can do. All right, Jay. I'm going first, huh, like I always do? Like you always do. Well, guys, I'm going to take Jay out of the shot and say, by far, this was one of the hardest top 5s that we've come up with. But I am a big fan of the underdog. So when I watch March Madness, I love seeing it. But going back to think the all-time games and where they rank, and I'm gonna bring Jay back because I do want to see his expression when I read some of these. So Jay, number 5 for me. I'm going back to 1990. Loyola Marymount made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Earlier that season, they had a star player by the name of Hank Gathers have a heart attack, collapse, and die on the court. And their superstar on that team at the time, Bo Kimball, who spent some time in the NBA, said that they dedicated that season to Hank Gathers, and they made it all the way to the Elite Eight that year. So say 1990, Loyola Marymount making it to the Elite Eight. All right, number 4.
Yeah.
2008, Davidson with Steph Curry. Steph Curry got the Davidson, was the Wildcats, Bobcats, whatever, to the Elite Eight. But this was Steph's coming out party, man. Like, we knew that Dell Curry had a son that played college basketball. We heard that he could shoot a little bit, but to watch them play, and I think they knocked off Kansas in that first round, or was it the second round? As a 10th seed, they beat the 7th seed in Butler. Yeah, and then they beat Kansas the second round, got to the man, and he tried to, was it Kansas? I might be off, but whatever. Steph Curry had a coming out party.
Yeah.
And I had to love it. So I got Davidson, 2008 is my number 4. Number 3, 2011, Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU. And a young brother by the name of Shaka Smart got thrown into the scene of knowing that he was one hell of a coach to make this team known. And now he's also doing a good job at Marquette now. Got them to the tournament this year. They'll be ready here in a couple years. So VCU, man, in 2011, get to the Final Four. Number 2 for me, George Mason back in 2006 made it all the way to the Final Four. And forgive me for not knowing that coach's name. That's the coach of the Miami Hurricanes right now. He got that job after getting George Mason to the Final Four. But it was one hell of a season. Not only did we have a Cinderella upset, and they were an 11 seed, man, I believe it was, to get all the way to the Final Four and had a legit chance. And that was a great game. Number 1, I went back on this, and I think this was the hardest part for me because I wanted to pay homage to some great basketball back in the day, and there was a couple different games that came across my mind. But this is one that I had to put out there, Jay.
Yeah.
1983.
There you go.
NC State Wolfpack upset Clyde Drexler, Akeem Olajuwon, and Phi Slamma Jamma. They beat the Houston Cougars in the national championship game, and no one ever thought that NC State had a chance. And Jim Valvano, man, God rest his soul, ran around the court. I still love watching that replay to this day. To me, that just symbolizes what the NCAA basketball tournament is and what March Madness is. So number 1 for me, man, NC State over Phi Slamma Jamma.
Yo, no, that's a great one. I don't do mine in any particular order, but I have to, it's hurtful because, that's my squad, that's my school, but it is, there's so many stories, so many documentaries based on that game and that tournament and what it did for not only, North Carolina State and Jim Valvano, but also what it did for U of H and Phi Slamma Jamma. Like, there were T-shirts. Like, it was just a crazy time. And what's crazy is that squad of U of H is from Houston with of course, Akeem Olajuwon, but those guys were local guys. Like, they were there in Houston and came up and said, hey, we want to just play together. And so it's great. There's 30 for 30s on both of those. Check them out. They're really great. So having said that, that's on my list. 83, NC State. I'm not going to belabor the point, man, just for all the reasons that you talked about. I also had, and it was 2010 Davidson, Steph Curry coming out. Yo, that's when we found out who he was. Right. Like, it was just like, oh, who's this little young kid? Was he a freshman? Is he even supposed to be in college yet? I mean, and we still kind of question that. He's still kind of babyface assassin. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he is. For me, it was not, again, not in particular order, but 1985 Villanova. You know what I'm saying? This is an 8 seed that beat Georgetown. This is the team that beat Patrick Ewing's Georgetown.
Yeah,
like,
that was one I had up there, Jay. When I told you the list was hard, and I had games
it's
down.
Hard,
that
man.
Villanova Georgetown game, dude. I was like,
oh my
yo,
gosh.
do I really? Good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they went on to win it. And that to me again is that Cinderella. Yeah, there were 8 seed, but that's still an 8 seed that beat top tier teams. So yeah, for me, that definitely is that. My next one is Loyola, but it's Loyola Chicago, right? 2018, when we meet Sister Jean, right? And it's 11 seed now that made it to the Final Four. And to me, that's what did it. I was like, I wanted to pick 90, Loyola Marymount, but I said, man, they made it Elite 8. But this squad made it to the Final Four. Now you thrust them onto the scene, and now they beat
my Nevada Wolfpack in that
they
tournament. In that Sweet 16 game. Yeah, man, they did. A big shout out to them, man. That was a hell of a game too.
I mean, but that was a squad that you're like, how far can this go?
Right.
And no one wanted to talk bad about Sister Jean, Sister Mary Jean, and they was like, no, we good. So yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? She's gangster. And for me, my final one is actually this year's Cinderella, number 15 seed St. Peter's. I can't think of any squad as a 15 that beat a number 2 Kentucky that was just chock full of, hey, we got the stars, we got the school, we got the pedigree, and you got 3,000 students enrollment against 31,000 plus. I can't get over that because, and to your point, $1.8 million for your whole basketball program, where the guy sitting across, not even across, down the bench on the other side is making $8.1 million, like 8 times your whole basketball program.
Right.
Bro, Cinderella.
Yeah, and Jay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to put St. Peter on mine, but just because we don't know what the outcome is gonna be this game, I waited. But I really wanted to give them an instant all-time great Cinderella just for winning those first 2 games to get to the Sweet 16.
I mean, you beat a 2 and a 7, and so now if you beat Purdue, that's a 3.
Right.
And so now that puts you in the Elite 8.
You beat Purdue. You storybook all time, bro. We already know that, man. We know that.
You did it. You did it. Hey, that's the show. I'm Jay Stoggs. Thank you so much for sticking with us and being with us. We so appreciate our 500 subscribers on YouTube and the countless followers on Facebook, of course, on Twitter. Following Jay Stoggs, and of course, Big Game Sports Buzz and Jay Canada 97. Make sure that you do that. Big Game, take us out.
Hey, man, I'm Big Game James. This is Jay Stoggs. I just want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to Big Game Sports Buzz. Hey, make sure you check out the link in the description below if you're on YouTube, man. The website to the Big Game entertainment store is there. You can get your brims, you can get your shirts, you can get your tumblers. Hey, everything Big Game. Also, if you like the show, check out the donation tab down there in the description as well. Buy us a coffee. Help us grow, because we are only as good as those that support us, and we thank y'all so much for everything. Big Game James, Jay Stoggs, Big Game Sports Buzz, we out.
Dope. It's a dope groove.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say, hype.